AI will take jobs. Yes, we all know that. But the people that use AI are the ones who take over your job.
In today's world, technology has become a lifeline because it decides who gets an education and who lands a job. Yet across Nigeria and much of Africa, millions remain locked out of the digital world. On today's episode of Conversations Over Coffee, we'll dive into what it takes to build a truly inclusive digital future, where even most of the remote communities are not left behind. Joining me is Asmao Abdullahi, Executive Director of Slum Tech, and Emmanuel Eno, Strategy Lead at Slum Tech. This is an organization that has been breaking down these walls through accessible and sustainable innovation. And together we'll explore the policies, the possibilities, and the people that are shaping a future where technology can work for everyone. So it's a pleasure to have you both on today's program. How are you doing today? I'll start with you, Asmao.
I'm fine, thank you so
All
much.
right, and you, Emmanuel, as well. Yes, so I mean, I just came across what you do in your organization. I mean, of course, I've been looking to have a discussion on the tech side of things when it comes to sustainable development, and I came across your organization, and I was interested in engaging the two of you, and of course, the people, the stakeholders in the organization. So I'll start with you, Asmao. How did Slum Tech, come about? Were there, I know your major focus is on these underserved communities. So I want to know what exactly it was that you saw. What experience did you have, or did you witness that made you come up with this initiative and decide to run with it? So just take us into how it all started and just what Slum Tech is all about.
Okay, as for me, I can say Slum Tech was created out of nowhere because I can say that I derived from medicine to tech.
Okay.
So I feel everyone should have that opportunity and access to tech, innovation, and sustainability, because I feel people from the slum undeserved are being unserved and they are not being catered for opportunities. So Slum Tech was birthed from that opportunity that they doesn't have. So we are the gap between that access they need to have in the slum. So as for us, we started Slum Tech just for us to give those people at the slum the opportunity in order for them to leverage their own concept and also be out of the world to show the people they can also do it. We are from the slum, I can say. We are from the slum. Not really, I can say we was born there, but we are from the slum because we had a lot of encounters. Because if really we had the opportunity from start, we would have gone far. Imagine if a 10 years old is having an opportunity that is leveraging within AI, he's good with computing and everything. Where would you expect him to be in the next 10 years? So we feel this access that we don't have, let's create it for people that are out there and are looking for much. So Slum Tech is an organization that bridges the gap in undeserved communities with tech skills, to be precise, because we feel technology is here to stay and we have to take that opportunity to the place that is not there already. And that's our mission, and we are ready. We have been it for years and we can't wait to show the world that we are literally changing it, the narrative.
Yeah, all right. I don't know if you have anything to add, Emmanuel, to that. She
I
has
think
said a lot.
Asma she have said most of
Yeah,
everything I want to say.
where you're coming from. So
Yeah.
what were the let me now come to you now. What were the specific she has said a bit that you are from this place. So what were the specific things that you saw, the situation that you met there that made you decide that okay, this is a critical issue? Because it's 2025 and we're here in the urban area. It doesn't really look like technology is that hard to access. For most of us here, it seems of course we can't imagine a place where there is no internet access, until you actually go down. So what is the situation in these communities, and how has that opened your eyes to the digital divide that we have existing even now in this age and in this era? How serious is that issue of digital divide even currently that we're in 2025?
Okay, I'll just give a simple example. Okay, so we were in Kaduna last week for the African Women's Day. So I took the train. So um, there's some areas where you can access internet, and people are living there. So that is just a simple example of what is happening. So why those people are not accessing internet? Because there's poor infrastructure of internet namely tools in those communities. And since they can't access such, there's no way they're going to be online or access digital literacy or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if
So that's
Asma
just the
has.
simple example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have just little to add from what you say. Even if we shouldn't go far, let's take for instance, we had an outreach in here Abuja, Duga Fulani Life Camp. They don't have access to the internet, and there's no any infrastructure there to learn or even access anything like technology. So us having outreach and moving from different multiple communities has really widened and opened our eyes more to do what we want to do and to put more effort, because thinking that we are literally living in kind of a city and just an inch away from where we live, both of us is having this kind of difficulties and issues, and we think technology is here to stay. So if we didn't dive in, there's no access for them.
Okay, so why should because we're having this conversation now, maybe someone is wondering, okay, why is it important that there is this internet access? Why? So if we're discussing, we're pushing towards digital inclusion, and I like what you said earlier that technology is here to stay. So, but just a bit more enlightenment. Why is it crucial that there is proper inclusion when it comes to technology and everything digital? Why is it a crucial thing that we need to focus on in Nigeria? Okay, that's
Okay.
to you. I'll,
Okay.
I'll continue with you, then I'll go to
Okay, no
him.
Yeah.
problem. Okay, I just believe that it's the main access that we need to do whatever we want to do. So let's take, for instance, let's still go back to that same community, Ruga Fulani, we had the outreach. They was complaining about health problem. And when you get back to the net or anywhere, you can see that there's a lot of healthcare that are even ready to offer that for free. But where are they from? Where are they reaching out from? They are still reaching out from the net if you look at it back. We had a partnership with an organization that deal with the tech infrastructure, and they are doing everything for free. But how do those people in that community, how do they access them? We still have to go back to the net. Talking about school, they don't even know how to attend school also. And we decide to offer a virtual classes. How do they attend that virtual classes without a net? They don't even have like a good stable electricity. How do they still access it? So we are still leveraging in the access of having that internet station within that community. So for us, it's a must and a prior to take a good action through that infrastructure.
All right, let me also hear from you, Emmanuel. I mean, looking at this, of course, it also even goes beyond the social aspect of things, even economically. And of course, we're pushing for sustainable development, especially not just in Nigeria, literally around the world. So, how would this inclusion also aid towards the sustainable development goals that we are trying to achieve in Nigeria?
Okay. So let me just go back to the elections also. Um, like most of the propaganda going on is because people don't have access to information, and the only way you can get access now currently is through the net, and possibly you may also have access to the net, but you may not have quality access because maybe and the period you have and access is maybe you borrow the data or just you are just have knowledge, have truths on those information. So if there's access to internet, possibly maybe community Wi-Fi ops as the government could create for those communities, and those people in the villages we start. will start becoming informed, and possibly, and they start getting more knowledge, maybe possibly from Twitter, from Facebook, and all that. And we also see that they'll start becoming politically literate, and since they start becoming politically literate, you also drive the economy also, because you can't do without politics. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and what sort of, so far that you have been engaging with these communities, are there specific innovations that you've seen that have, risen from these communities, even especially amongst the youth? I don't know.
Okay.
How do you train them? What exactly do you train them to do? And then also, what innovations have come up from these underserved communities that you feel has not been talked about enough, and something that we should know?
Okay. We were founded in 2022, and we just incorporated last year, 2024. So we are still new. Um, so we can't. We have basically what we have done is digital literacy outreach,
Okay.
child online safety. Plus, we hosted some events. Though we have some partnerships already in the pipeline already, so we will be able to scale those people up. So they could create apps and possibly grant them freelancing jobs, all both home and abroad.
Yeah.
So that is the plan. So currently, there's nothing like that.
Okay.
Though we are working on that.
Yeah, of course. So let me come to you, Asma. Let's talk a bit about artificial intelligence, and with it, there is usually some sort of divide with, okay, it's going to provide some opportunities for people, it's going to bridge that access, but then there's now also the question of, oh, artificial intelligence is going to take over the human effect or the human factor in various things. So I want to know, I mean, as a tech expert, I'm not really a tech person, so at least I want to learn as well. How do you reconcile these two factors? When we talk about artificial intelligence, there's the concerns that come with it, and there's also the opportunity. So how do we reconcile these two with, oh, it's going to widen the gap, or it's going to take over our jobs, and then also there are also opportunities that it can provide for us? How can we reconcile these two factors?
Okay, before I answer this question, I would like to say a little bit from what Anna said earlier. So, talking about what we have innovated yet, going back to the rural, to the communities that are from the slums, they don't have any ideation what is tech. They don't have any ideation really. What do I have to know? What do I have to do? So us innovating as a first stage, it's not a go-to for us. That's why we leverage on digital literacy first.
Okay.
That's the only thing we can do to bring them out of that slumber and
Yeah.
to see what we can do. So for the innovation, we are working on it because we have to go across and give that digital literacy, because there's a lot of gap. We can't even give them access to these skills if they are not literate of it. So that's what we are trying to leverage on. So from the also question you just asked now, I think a lot of people are literally saying that AI is here to take over our jobs, blah blah. It has been cycling and going around. But as for me, if you're in the tech field, you're in the tech industry, AI is here to stay and it will keep on establishing. The reason why I said that is because I think most of us know about AI of recent, and some are not even leveraging of it. I had someone saying that when opportunities come, it comes once in a while, so just tackle on it, hope on it, and leverage on it. So as for us in the tech field, I feel like we are leveraging on it. AI is here to stay and is here to make stuff easier for us. So instead of hoping and taking the advantageous part of it, disadvantages, saying it's here to take your job, blah blah blah, leverage on that particular industry. Know what is it, know how to work with it, know how to gain and be influential in that particular sector. Because when you are good and you are well known about AI, you know that AI is not here to take your job, but AI is here to make things easier for you. If you are asked to make a research that will take you for good 1 month, you cannot do it in a day time, not for that one good month, and you're still going to get paid for it. So as for us in the tech industry, it's way easier and giving us more access to leverage on a lot of things, because today you have an idea to execute but you don't know where to start, you don't have any roadmap, but AI is here to help you. And what people don't understand is that AI also gets answers from our input on the net. So it's not like AI is built with other resources, but it's built with our own responses on the net. So if we want to make use of AI, let's leverage on it, make money from it, and also learn how to use it very well and adequately. I think that's just what I have to say for AI.
All right, man. I don't know if you have anything to add on that as well.
Okay. For me, I normally hear the phrase AI will take our jobs,
Yeah.
but most people say that um, AI will take jobs. Yes, we all know that. But the people that use AI will take are the ones to take over your jobs. So today we just need to leverage
Yeah.
the tool that's because this is a digital age. It's not only AI that is coming up. We also have blockchains coming
Yeah.
up. So the advent of physical cash is already going off, and so we just need to leverage on AI and any other new technology that is coming up and use it to your own benefits. Because it's not only AI going to come up, we also have something like quantum computing is also going to take over. So I think that is what I can
Okay.
say.
All right. So now before we wrap up the program, so if you were looking at this, still going back to this issue of digital inclusion, if you were to say be amongst the policymakers or just give advice to the policymakers,
Okay.
what are some of the things that you think they need to push for, especially in terms of implementation, to ask to ensure that there is proper digital inclusion even in the underserved communities? What should they push their put their focus more towards, or put more effort in achieving, so that we can fully ensure that there is proper access even in these communities that are remote?
Okay, I will just give 2 points so that it can. Okay, what the government needs to do is to introduce digital literacy into the curriculum, school curriculums, and also the government needs to provide more infrastructures in slum areas, ghettos, and something like that, so that the those people in those communities won't be left out, and I think
Okay.
that is
All right. Thank you. So let me hear from you as well.
Honestly, when you asked about this question, I feel like it's very broad, but I have to talk in a nutshell. So, as for me, I would say that the government really, or the policy makers, can't do it alone, and that's why we are here.
Yeah.
But when it gets to circulate, the opportunities doesn't circulate very far. We founded Slumtex 2022, and it has been self-funded till date. That's 2025 August. And we are still not stopping. We are getting the opportunities out there. So if the policymakers really want to take technology to undeserved communities, they have to infuse data literacy, because they need to know the basics before they will do anything. From our encounter last time, we had to put up an opportunity for some women and teachers, to be precise. It was an school, to get them an AI course fully funded by us, a blockchain course fully funded, but no one turned up in that particular school. It has to be their headmaster, or is it headmistress, if I can recall. So if you could imagine their teachers, their parents there in this 21st century, and nobody is getting that opportunity. It's not about the cost, but it was about the knowledge and getting it for free. Nobody was literally turning up. So from that particular area, and from what I just said, you will know that definitely there's that barrier of that data literacy, and they need to add up to the internet infrastructures in communities, because people can't be literate without that infrastructure in undeserved communities. Let's not even take it too far. Let's look at also the government schools. Most of the government schools, let's look at the federal city here, FCT in Abuja. They doesn't even have most ICT space in the schools. So how do we even remove that century? We are not even going back to undeserved. Here we are talking about the unserved. They don't even have that kind of infrastructure and ICT rooms. How do we take that digital literacy to them, or even their teachers? If today we are there to teach them, tomorrow we'll definitely leave. How do they get to scale up? How do they get to leverage on it after we are gone? So for me, the policymakers have to do a lot, because you hear them talking about, okay, so thousand has been released for this, for that, to bring out computers, this and that, like the NIT that launched the 3MTT, 3 million tech talents. I think it was last 2 years. I can't really recall, but the thing is that it's still circulating within the net. So what about those people in undeserved communities? They can't access the net. So how do they get to see it or to know about it? They need the internet. That infrastructure has to be built for them to access it. They need that data literacy knowledge. So if really policymakers can leverage and focus for internet infrastructure, one, and also make readily available hubs for them to leverage on that particular skills on, that's two, and focus on digital literacy. That's why our organizations are here to help them, because we know only them can't do it, and we are here to help and stay. I think that's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Asma, and to Eno as well. It's been a very lovely and enlightening conversation. That's as much as we can take on today's episode of Conversations Over Coffee. And I think one of the things that we've learned is that to bridge this digital divide, we need to actually give every Nigerian the tools to create and be able to compete in this world, because like our guest has said, technology is here to stay. So it's important, not just socially, but also for the growth of our economy. So that's a wrap on today's episode of Conversations Over Coffee, coming to you from Gringo TV. I'm Tonio Gubanjo. It's bye for now.